Hello everyone, it's Moonkin FTW and welcome back to yet another episode of the RCT3 Coaster Challenge. In this episode we're tackling the spinning steel coaster, which is basically a spinning wild mouse, but it follows the track pieces of basically an old school aero looper. So it's got the same track design, it's got the same choice of elements and inversions. So we're just going to try and make something with this one. Now, I actually never make any sort of like spinning wild mouse or spinning coaster. I'm also generally not a fan of them. I think they're just way too disorienting for me. I don't like that sensation at all. But again, that's the fun of this challenge, to make something that I normally would never choose. And we're doing just that. So I had this cool idea of the fact that the coaster drops down into, I guess, an airtime hill, then a half loop cobra roll, and then into a lowered section, which you see in the back there, where it goes underground, or at least below the ground level, and goes back up again. So I thought that was pretty cool into a corkscrew. And I'm going to actually make some pathing around it, but also incorporate some interactions into this one, because once again I had some ideas for this particular coaster design. And since the layout is pretty basic, pretty simple, you can't do a whole lot with this. I decided to just spice it up a little bit with some extra scenery, meaning a bit more pathing, a few flat rides, and basically make this into like a small amusement park, so that while you're riding this, it looks a bit, there's a bit more to look at. You got some, more guests walking around, you got some other rides to look at, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So the mod I'm using for the pathing is called BC's Path Mods. Again, it's a go-to of mine. I really like it because you're able to make banked like curves basically with pathing. It really helps. Now for the color scheme, once again I tried to do something different. I'm going with kind of pink purple track and then white supports, which is a color scheme I don't think I've ever used before. And you'll see me building everything now with Moby Steel Jungle. And I think it looks quite nice, but that's my personal opinion. Again, I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but I think it looks quite nice. Now, because Moby Steel Jungle is very versatile in terms of how many pieces you can, how many pieces are available to you, and just how much you can build, it's also quite time consuming. So you sometimes see me reaching into the pre-made or pre-saved design option, and I'm using that to kind of speed things up. So I'm really happy that RCT3 has that option where you're able to just save some designs and copy paste that all over again. Because if you didn't have that, then it would take ages to build anything like that. So yeah, we're just going over the entire coaster, making sure all the supports all the track is supported. I'm using this T element here to also support the top of these half loops, of course, very important. And we're trucking along quite nicely. Now this design actually took me a decent amount of time, and again, that's also because there's a lot of custom fabrication from the supports. It's also because I decided to make a small park around it, which I don't really have to do, because again, this is the coaster challenge. But like I've said before many times in this episode or in this series, if I have some inspiration, I'll just go ahead and build it, because I'm not in a huge rush to make anything. So if I feel like, hey, I would really like to make a small park for this, then I will. Now, one of the things I always do is I'll add some foliage around the flat rides, usually some small bushes, some flowers and everything. So that's what you see me doing right here. I also wanted to make this flower garden that, sits right next to the corkscrew. I thought it was a kind of a cool idea. And so now we're just tackling all the fences, because of course the paths have to be fenced off, because else the guests can just walk up to the ride, and that's not very favorable. It's pretty dangerous. So we're just going to fence off everything, and once again I'm using Shy Guy's plants for that. It's a very nice mod which has curved fences, which again, it was a very welcome sight, because of course RCT3 doesn't have that in terms of stock fences. It's you don't even have diagonal fencing. So if you want to make any sort of fences with like curved pathing or diagonal pathing, it's going to look very blocky and janky. So I'm very happy that this mod exists. So we're building our station here. Typical station of mine, that's a bit of a go-to staple. Just going to recolor the rides here. And we're down to basically doing the last few things here for this roller coaster. And just going to edit the railings a little bit, and then this section here where you're going down. I'm adding some fog particles, so hopefully when you go down, you're also met with a bit of fog here to make it. I always like that kind of idea where it's a tunnel or you go underground, some extra fog. I always like that idea. I think it looks a little bit more interesting. So yeah, we are almost done. I'm just going over every single part of the roller coaster to make sure that everything is lined up and the color scheme is correct. And now we're just going to add some foliage. I'm going to add some large oaks, then some large sugar pines and a few medium sugar pines. And then finally some, I think I'm still going to use large Douglas firs. Actually, I'm not going to use, I'm just going to stick to the sugar pines for this one. And I think that will be that for the spinning steel coaster. Again, it's a bit of an odd duckling because it's not a spinning wild mouse. It's basically just an aero coaster with spinning cars. I've never seen one before in my life. But yeah, there we go. I think it'll turn out quite nice. Again, because the track design is very basic, you can't do much with it. But despite that, I was still able to make something what I think is pretty decent. So, the layout is pretty basic, but because of that small park around it, things really got spiced up, if you will. I'm just going to change the color scheme of the trains here, because of course they got to match the track, which of course makes sense. You don't want that. And yeah, let's see here, and it looks awesome. I think it looks great. I think this is a nice little spinning steel coaster. And like I said, it's my first time ever making one of these, and I'm actually quite happy how it turned out. So let me just put this on test here, and let's see what it's like to ride this thing. So I think what I will do is, because this is a spinning coaster, I think I'll have one POV where it's just spinning around freely, and I'll have one POV where it just follows the track, so you can see a bit more of the track layout. So here we go, we're going up the chain lift. Alright, so here we go, you got some spinning action. Oh, I'm already getting dizzy. Here we go, into the airtime hill, into our half loop corkscrew. Oh, that's actually spinning around quite, I'm not sure if that's very realistic in terms of just how much it spins, but oh well. Into our corkscrew, oh my god, yeah, that's very disorienting. Okay, yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I think also for other spinning coasters in the future, I'm just going to have one of these POVs, and then I'll switch over to a POV where it's just stable and you're looking to the front basically. So like this, there we go. So let's have one more go at this, but then with this fixed POV, and see what it's like. I'm just going to wait to dispatch. And there we go. All right. Let's see what it looks like if we're just kind of looking to the front. There we go, up the chain lift one more time. All right, here we go down. 180-degree turn. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're able to see the track. So we got a little airtime hill here. Into our half loop corkscrew. Nice. Into a little airtime hill. Here we go. Underground. Nice. Into a corkscrew here. Over the flower fields and over the pathing. That's really cool. I like that element. Into a few final turns. And then into the brake run. Nice. And yeah, there you go. That is the spinning steel coaster done. Once again, I'm happy the way it turned out. But I'll let you guys be the judge on what you guys think of it. I'm just gonna let me get just a quick free look of this one. See what it's like. So let's see here. Yeah, that looks nice. Let me just position it a bit better. Yeah, something like that. You can really see the curves of the corkscrew. That's a pretty good view. So yeah, guys, there we go. That's the spinning steel coaster done. That's episode 50 in the bag. I think we have about 20 episodes left, so we're getting closer and closer to finishing this coaster challenge. But yeah, for now, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with episode 51. But until then, have yourself a wonderful day.